Easy there, hero. It's dragon's breath.
Give it a wave. Apparently not.
In the name of my father, I banish you from the Emerald City, never to return.
Icatus ficatus sumba kazing. I want your attention, everything.
Hello and welcome to another D6 Damage Magic Item Showcase. Today we're looking at wands. So to start off, what's a wand? Well, it's a stick. A mystical, magical stick. A wand carries a single spell of 4th level or lower. A wand starts with 50 charges, and each charge allows you to cast the spell once. This is one of the things that really separates wands from single-use items like potions or scrolls. Even though a wand's price is significantly higher, you're going to get a lot of casts out of it, and the cost per cast will tend to be lower. Now, how do you use a wand? I mean, other than just wave it around in the air. Wands use the spell trigger activation method. This means that the item can be used if its spell is on your class spell list, whether or not you actually know it. As an example, if you are, say, a sorcerer and you don't know the mount spell, if you find a wand of mount, you can still use it. Using a spell trigger is a standard action that does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Alternatively, if you don't have the spell on your list or you're from a class that does not have spells, you can activate a wand with a Use Magical Device DC 20 check. It sounds high, but if you're at all proficient with Use Magical Device, you can usually get this one fairly easily. Alright, now let's get into the kind of spells that you're going to want wands of. And unfortunately, not all spells are equally good wand material. There's an excellent article that I have linked down in the description that really explains what to be looking for in a wand and gives some fantastic sample choices. But generally, what you're going to want in a wand is something with no save and preferably a long duration to ensure that you get maximum use out of it. The article recommends using very cheap wands with level 1 spells made at caster level 1. And that's definitely a good way to go about it. It's a very out-of-combat utility application. The main reason you're going to want to avoid wands with a save is that save DC is going to be very low. Pathetically low, in fact. A wand is assumed to have the lowest possible stats in order to cast a spell. For example, a wand of Mudball, which is a first level spell, would have a DC of 11. That's 10, plus the spell level 1, plus the minimum modifier to cast it, which is 0. A wizard with an intelligence of 11 can cast Mudball. Out-of-combat utility wands can be broken into 4 overall categories. The first one is healing. The healing spells that will serve you best in wand form are going to be Cure Light Wounds, that's 1d8 plus 1, and Infernal Healing. Infernal Healing lasts for 1 minute and gives you Fast Healing 1. This means you recover 1 health per round for a minute. This will give you 10 health. The second category is buffing. Good wand spells are Enlarge or Reduce Person, Gravity Bow, Mage Armor, or Bless. For movement enhancing wands, think about Expeditious Retreat, Feather Step, or Long Strider. Finally, there's general utility. Some good general utility wand spells are Comprehend Languages, which can always come in handy, Unseen Servant, which has many applications, especially in terms of activating traps or that kind of thing in dungeons, Obscuring Mist, and Detect Poison. Alright, now I want to get into the thing that I think we all really want wands for: hurting people. There are a number of offensive spells which I think can be valuable to have in wand form. They're a little bit pricey, but I think they're definitely worth having. The first offensive spell that I think makes a good wand is a Wand of Shocking Grasp at caster level 5. This is going to give you the maximum amount of damage die out of it, 5d6. I have a couple of reasons why I think this wand is worth its expense. First off, it frees up first level spell slots. You don't need to prepare Shocking Grasp if you have a wand of it. And you probably should have a wand of the spell that you're casting most often. Second, using a wand does not provoke attacks of opportunity, which is a major problem with any type of up-close and personal casting. Once you've cast Shocking Grasp, you then get a free action to touch your opponent with your electrified hand. So you can cast and attack in the same round. A Wand of Shocking Grasp will cost you 3,750 gold if you buy it, and 1,875 gold if you craft it. Next up, Wand of Burning Hands. Now, I know what you're thinking. Burning Hands is bad. You're kind of right. Burning Hands isn't worth preparing. And you're kind of right. That's why you should have a wand of it. Because if there's one thing that Burning Hands excels at, it's swarm repellent. You may not run into swarms that often, but when you do, you really need a way to deal with it because they're one of the creature types that can really hamper your ability to handle with it unless you've prepared ahead of time. Also, think about those inevitable encounters with trolls and how you're going to get past their fast healing. A Wand of Burning Hands at maximum caster level, that's caster level 5 for 5d4, will cost you 3,750 gold if you buy it, 1,875 gold if you've crafted it. Another great weaponized wand is Scorching Ray, made at 3rd caster level for 4d6 and a ranged touch attack. The nice thing about it is that you have 50 Scorching Rays at your disposal. This is really good if you're, for example, in a marathon fight against weaker opponents, which can definitely happen, because you don't want to blow your load with your most powerful spells that you have prepared and you have a limited number of. A Wand of Scorching Ray made at the minimum caster level will cost you 4,500 gold if you buy it, 2,250 gold if you've crafted it. Alright, now we go to an old standby, a Wand of Magic Missile, level 1. Now, 1d4 plus 1 is not particularly good damage, but I think it's still worth having one, and here's why. That 1d4 plus 1 of damage is force damage, and it's an auto hit. So every once in a while, you're going to come across a nasty incorporeal entity, and having an ability to do force damage to it is a good way of dealing with it, especially if you don't have a lot of other alternatives. It definitely beats running away from a fight. A Wand of Magic Missile at minimum caster level will cost you 750 gold if you buy it, and 375 gold if you're crafting it. Finally, this last combat-oriented wand doesn't actually do any damage on its own, but I think it's a great way to facilitate damage. That is a Wand of Spectral Hand. It's a good way to deliver touch spells at range. If you're interested in buying one, it's a 2nd level spell, so that's going to cost you 4,500 gold. Now, if you're going to craft one yourself, it will cost you 2,250 gold. Finally, let's look at what it takes to craft a wand. The price of crafting a wand is 375 gold times the spell level times the caster level. Now, if you're purchasing a wand, it will cost you 750 gold times spell level times caster level. The DC for crafting a wand is a DC 5 plus caster level. The skills that can be used in wand crafting are spellcraft or woodworking. I hope you've enjoyed this magic item spotlight video from D6 Damage. Now, if you're interested in more character builds and strategy guides for Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons, check us out right here on YouTube. Thank you for watching.
Proces